I'm going to demonstrate the bench press exercise using the 1-rep gym. One of the tools you have to have in order to use the 1-rep gym effectively is you have to have a goniometer. The goniometer is just to help us get into position, the perfect angle, the 120-degree angle in order to execute the exercises. In this case, the bench press. So this 120-degree angle, that's where the bar is set for me to do the bench press exercise. That's the strongest range. There are no moving parts, but we have a digital meter that's going to measure to the pound how much resistance, how much force I'm going to be pushing. One thing you want to keep in mind is you want to make sure that with your grip, once you start pushing, you don't want your wrist to move forward. Don't allow your wrists to move at all. You want to keep this straight line. My feet are flat, shoulders are flat. We're going to take a couple of breaths, just a couple of warm-up breaths, kind of concentrate on the chest, and then we're going to, on the next push, we're going to go all out, everything we got. Now, during the execution, that took a few seconds, and I was breathing throughout the whole time. You don't want to hold your breath. You want to continuously breathe as you're pushing out. And the digital meter records your number for you to record and track your progress. I'm going to demonstrate the tricep exercise, the tricep press, using the 1-rep gym. This tool, the goniometer, is what we use to set the placement of each exercise so we know which angle, the strongest angle, the 120-degree angle, in order to perform that exercise. This is set, and that's how I came to this setting. It is in the same position as my bench press, although I'm going to be using the narrow grip handles in order to do the tricep press. Again, my feet are flat, shoulders are flat, and I have my hands all the way up to the handle and in. Take a couple of breaths, kind of warm up breaths. And then on the third one, you're going to push as hard as you can, everything you got. Not holding your breath, you're going to push throughout the whole thing and take a couple of quick breaths. Breathing throughout the whole execution. Here we go. The digital meter records your number. You'll record that and be able to use in your following workouts. I'm going to demonstrate the bench press exercise using the 1-rep gym. The exercises performed using the 1-rep gym are all isometric, meaning there is no movement. So in order to get into the perfect angle, we have to use this tool, the goniometer. I use this to find the perfect angle, the 120-degree angle for me to perform these exercises, This is already set in place for me for my bench press. And again, that's in the strongest range. My shoulders are flat, my feet are flat. Bringing my hands up to the handles, to the bar, if I were to drop them down, it's right above my pecs, right in line. And that's actually following the line. That's the one thing you want to make sure you do not do is whenever you start to execute, you start pushing, start doing the exercise, you do not want your wrists to slide forward. Make sure that your wrists stay straight, keeping this straight line. We're going to take 2 warm-up breaths, and then after the 2 warm-up breaths, I'm going to start pushing as hard as I can. And I'm only going to let up just slightly the pressure. I'm only going to ease that up enough for me to take another breath to keep pushing for, until I'm exhausted. Okay, the digital meter records my highest output, and of course I'll keep track of that in order to predict my next workouts. I'm going to demonstrate the tricep exercise using the 1-rep gym. The exercises performed using the 1-rep gym are isometric exercises. Nothing's going to be moving during the execution, but the digital meter is going to measure my force output, the resistance. Going to measure it to the pound. We use this tool, the goniometer, in order to find the perfect position, the strongest angle for me to be in to execute that exercise. And that's the 120-degree exercise. I'm going to demonstrate the tricep exercise using the 1-rep gym. And the 1-rep gym utilizes isometric movements, meaning there are no moving parts during the actual exercise. There's a load cell, and the digital meter that will measure our maximum force, our resistance, our force during the exercise. We use this tool, the goniometer, in order to find that perfect position to set the bar where it needs to be, the 120-degree angle. And that mine is set there now, and I'll demonstrate the tricep press. Shoulders are flat. I use the narrow grip as opposed to the bench where we were at here. I'm using the handles that are on the narrower side. I'm still at the 120-degree angle. I take my hands all the way up to the bar, place them around, and just like with the bench press, I want to make sure that this stays straight. Not rotating forward or sliding forward. It's going to stay straight the whole time. We're going to take the 2 warm-up breaths, and then on the 3rd breath, that's whenever we're going to execute, and not holding your breath, just pushing and breathing the whole time until you're exhausted. The digital meter records the highest number. You'll record this to track your progress and schedule your next workout.